Hi, this is Brett with Aim Small, Miss Small TV. Today I'm going to continue my mission, trying to figure out if sorting ammo is beneficial. Before I start, I do want to make one announcement. I am doing an ammo giveaway. It's 22 LR ammo, and it's the ammo I used for the CZ 457 at 1 testing. I'll put a link in there. Here's a little image of the thumbnail. That's the ammo I'm giving away. I'll put a link in the description on how to the video and how to sign up for that. I'm pretty excited about it, so I encourage you to check it out. So ammo testing. This is the second type of ammo I'm starting to test. The first ammo I tested was the SK Pistol Match Special. I sorted that, and what did I do with it? I shot it, but I didn't come up with any conclusion. So I've got this other ammo, this Eley Practice 100, and I'm going to continue sorting this stuff. But I've come up with a slightly different method. I think if anything, with the SK video, I read your comments, and then I'm basically gonna take some of your suggestions and try to put it to practice. So here's what I've come up with. So after sorting several hundred rounds of this ammo, I've come up with 4 categories: out of spec. And that's anything that is not in this. This is an A, believe it or not. So this is group A. I measure the rim thickness. If it's a 96 or 97 with, in the rim thickness measurement, and if it's between 50.8 and 51.1 grams, it goes in this pile. Group B is it's 97 to 98 millimeter rim thickness, but 51.2 and 51.5 grams. Let me shut off my phone real quick. That's annoying. Sorry about that. Then I have group C. It's the same 97 to 88 millimeter in the rim thickness, but the grains are 51.6 and 52.1. So one of the commenters suggested that there's a 3 kind of grain variance that my scale could be plus or minus. And also, quite frankly, if I did every single grain, it would just be a lot of different ammo. So I took his advice and basically tried to more or less took, his 3 grain theory and turned it, into 3 grains plus or minus what I felt like the center is. I didn't spend a whole much time on this math, so forgive me if it's not exact, but at least you kind of understand the theory I was going on. And as I started sorting, I started to get an idea of what the different, I guess, variants were. And so that's kind of where I fine-tuned it to I call this the failed, F out of spec. And then I've got an A pile, B pile, C pile. Most of the ammo's coming up in B and C. Doesn't look like, well, I've got these 2 boxes that are complete. So what I'd like to do, because this out of spec, some of these are way out of spec as far as the rim thickness. And what I'm going to do is do something. I have to find out if this is working, right? Is this worth my time? So what am I going to do? I'm going to take one of these boxes of 50 that I've sorted, and I'm going to take it to the range, and I'm going to shoot probably some groups. And then I'm going to do the out of spec ones, but I'm also, and I've had viewers ever since I've been doing these videos ask about a chronograph. So I plan on also bringing out the chronograph and see what this tells us. So I'm going to take the out of spec and kind of shoot it against the the sorted ammo. And then I'll also try to track the different rim thicknesses because some of them are way, way high. As an example, kind of the normal, I'll call it my normal, or my end spec is 96 millimeter to 98 millimeter. I've got some of these that are like 107 millimeter in the out of spec. So I'm going to sort 50 rounds and kind of talk you through what I'm doing as I do it. So it might be worth, I know it would be painful watching me do this, but it might be worth it. Number one, maybe you might learn something, but probably more importantly, you'll be able to kind of clue me into some stuff. And when I say me, other people read these comments and you know, you're helping out multiple people doing this. All right. Okay, get this zeroed. So typically the way I go about this, I'm going to move this over here. Okay. I put my round in there. And I've actually learned from the SK, there's, you know, that you know, the rim thickness can change. So what I've done is I kind of spin it around, push it down to get the number. So this one, as you can see, is between 97 and 98 millimeters. And I twist it around. You know, sometimes I'll give it a full twist. Sometimes I'll just get a half a turn, just to kind of get an idea where we're landing. So then next thing I do is I weigh it. Okay, 51.2, that goes in group B. Okay, I do this to the next one. And once again, I spin it around. See, this one's beautiful. And it's 97 millimeter as I'm turning it all the way around. Okay, 51.2. So one of the things I've noticed, and it's certainly not 100% consistent, but it is somewhat consistent, is within an ammo box, it seems like as I go through it, I'll get some that are kind of, they're right in the same range as far as my A, B, or C, or out of spec, and then they'll switch on me. So I could have, as we're doing right now, a group B, but I could fall kind of in the next group as out of spec. I don't know if that makes sense. Of course, see these last two, how many have done? 3 rounds have been, I think, the same. The first one, it was a little bit different on the rim thickness between 90, 97, and 98, but the last two were right at 97 all the way around. So this one, as you can see, is between 96 and 97. So I'm hoping it's going to be between 50.8 grains or 51.1. It's 51.1. So that goes here. So I do this method. So one thing that I kind of noticed as well is, see, this is, okay, so this, yeah, 96 all the way around. So, 51.1, we'll go and stick it in there. What I've also noticed is the bullet, you know, this bullet right here on some of these, and this is very unusual, it spins around. I have a feeling that's definitely going to make a difference when you're shooting if that bullet's not crimped very well. Of course, this process I'm doing, really honestly, I don't think is going to solve that whatsoever. But, you know, it's just one more thing, right? One more thing to kind of go through. But I think, you know, I think the process I've come up with seems pretty repeatable, but whether or not, okay, so this one was 97 millimeters as I twisted it around. Actually, so that does go in group. That actually moved to 51.2. Let's do this again. 50. So this is going to be group A. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought it was going to be out of my spec for the weight, but it's not. Kind of my spec. You know what would be kind of cool? If somehow there was some kind of a system in place that says This bullet should be in this spec, and then that gives us the capability. Ooh, this gives us the capability of seeing if the rounds are actually in spec or not. Okay, let's see here. So you see me pushing it down. That's trying to push the round or the cartridge in there straight. So this one's 96 millimeters, but it came out at what, 51.2, I think, for the weight. Oh, 51.1. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put it in here. Okay, so now take a look at this gauge here. This gauge, it's kind of off. So, you know, I just zero it. Sure, something like lube or something is kind of making that not be exactly right. I guess you can get as nutty with this as you want. Oh, let me see. No, that's, you know, I could be wrong on the bullet twisting around. I thought I'd double check this. It could be because when I move it or touch it, I can feel something moving. Maybe it's just a powder in there. We'll see if I find a bullet that's loose. See, when I just did that, it felt like something moved or shifted or something. Okay. So this is 95. This was as low as 95. So this is out of spec, so that goes in here. Okay, 96. Okay, did that get it? So I kind of see if I twisted it, saw it 95, twisted further was 96. You know, so I'll twist this here, so it's 96 again, and then now 95. So 95 for me is out of spec, but just for the heck of it, let's see what the weight is. So yeah, so because it's not even 96 millimeter, but the weight is 51.2 grains. You know what? It goes out of spec. It fails. So seriously, am I wasting my time? Now we're going to shoot. I'm going to take these rounds and I'm going to shoot. Oh, that was 97, I believe. I'm going to take these rounds and we're going to shoot them. So we'll have. Gosh darn it. Oh, dude, that was pretty cool. I'd never be able to do that again. Let's see. Is it 51.1? Okay, that's going to go in here. Hey.
What's up?
Okay. 96. I think it starts at 5 o'clock. 51.2. Okay, so that goes here. Hey, hello.
I'm sorry.
Well, good news is, I guess I've trained the kids to shut off the light. That's a good thing. Okay, so that's 95 millimeters out of spec. Out of spec. I don't even, you know, if it's 95, it's not going to be where I want it to be. So I'm almost wondering if I prove my point. What I started out with earlier is, as I go through this section of the box, it seems to be kind of consistent on where it lands in my little grading system here. I mean, I think we started here. I don't think we got any C's. I could be wrong. And then we kind of are moving in this area now. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what that tells us. Just an observation. So this one's between 96 and 98. It's out of spec. Okay. Okay. So here's the decision I have to make. It's a tenth of a gram off, but the rim size says it's a group A. Do I go ahead and put in group A, or do I fail it? Well, you know what? I'm going to put in group A. So these are thoughts. If you don't mind sharing your comments, I think that would be great. So 96, see, so it's really 96, 97 by the looks of things. Okay, what's the weight? Okay, good. One thing, I got to find a comfortable way to do this if I'm going to continue doing this. Let's see here, so that was 97, 98. Okay, that's going in group B. Oh, 95. You fail right away. Don't even waste my time with that, dude. 98. 97. So that we had a 98, now we're at a 96, which for me is out of spec, but let me see if that 98 should have been a 97. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to say it was 97. But the weight, look at where we're at, 51.2. Let's just measure it again. Okay, I'm going to keep it at 51.1. 97. Now, obviously, when I'm not talking to the camera or messing with the camera and all that stuff, I can go through this faster. Seven 96. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I mean, the lube's important, but it's no fun when you're either loading your magazine or doing this kind of stuff. 51.2. We'll go ahead and put it in there. Actually, the 51.2 is actually, well, but it was 96. So, you know, it could have gone in any one of these, I suppose. Was that really 98? Let's see here. Yeah, okay. So this is 96, 97, mostly 97. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, since it was mostly 97, I'm going to stick that in there. So as you can see, I don't have this down with hard rules, mostly just playing around with an idea. So since the rim thickness was between 96 and 97, I'm going to go ahead and put that, even though the grains were higher than I would have liked to for group A. Okay, so was there 98? Okay. So it's definitely 97, 96, mostly 97. Okay, good. Fit in here. So was there a 95? Sure enough, so that's failed. Okay, 97. Cool. So once I'm done with this, we're going to take a look at this out of spec and see if I can find some, you know, that were really out of spec, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And mostly I'll be looking at the grains being over 98, but even some of them were into the, like I said, 106, 107. So this one's between 96 and 97, 96, 97. But since it was mostly, I felt like a 97 millimeter, I'm going to put it in the group B. So I did did sort, I shot last weekend, and I spent, so there was a shoot on Saturday morning and Saturday evening. So I spent that time mostly in the afternoon sorting ammo that I was planning on. Well, I just didn't have enough sorted to shoot on Saturday night, so I took it with me on Sunday morning. And what was my room thing this Sunday? And shot my sorted ammo on Sunday morning. But I gotta tell you, I still had what I'll call flyers. And so I'm not super convinced on still this sorting thing, because my goal obviously is to eliminate the flyers. But then again, I kind of gave it some thought. You know, I could shoot the 10X, I can shoot the Lapua Exact, and guess what? I can still get flyers. So there is so much to manage to try to get perfection. You know, and there's some shooters that I've heard of. There are some shooters that seem to always shoot well. And I know one of them at least doesn't sort their ammo. But he knows his rifle very well, he knows the ammo very well, and he knows the range very well. So I think he has maybe an advantage. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. So, you know, I know the ARA match, a gentleman last week, I think out of 6 targets, shot 3 or 4 25s. Is he sitting here sorting his ammo? Now this is a factory match, so it's not like it's an unlimited match. You know, what's he doing? I'm excited. I did shoot one 2500. I shot my first 2500 last weekend. Unsorted ammo. That was a Saturday night shoot. So that was super exciting. I mean, I've never shot 2500. And I've been doing this for maybe just over a year. So where was I going with this? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. But you know what? It's a fun sport. And if I could do this and it helps me be consistent, or at least, you know, when you're shooting in the wind, that's kind of a challenge. But if you don't know where your ammo's, if your ammo doesn't land where you expect it to land, where am I going with this? How can you adjust for wind, right? So knowing where the ammo is expected to land, and it lands where you want it to land, you know, in a no wind condition, then you could at least make your wind adjustment. But if your ammo is just landing all over the place, making wind adjustments is useless. So just all this is just kind of in my opinion. I don't know for sure, but it seems like to me, in the experience, in the success, in the experience, I'm not sure how to label that. You know, in trying to adjust for wind is if I don't know where the ammo's, or if I don't know where the round, if I don't feel confident that the round's supposed to land where it's supposed to land, it's just lame to think you can make an adjustment for wind, because the ammo's going to do whatever it wants to do. Anyway, that's what I think. That's what I'm thinking. So that was measuring the rim thickness of 97, 98. So I decided to put that in the B. Okay, 97, 98, 1.1. So see how it seems like within the box, the ammos seems to kind of be in these little groups. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. Okay. So let's see if these last four make it in the B category. Okay. Okay. Those two are exactly the same. Okay, this is going to be a fail because it's definitely going to 95. It's kind of weird. You know what it is in that movement? We'll get back to him. Okay. So, yeah, the last four were in this group. So this guy right here, of course, he was a fail. But now, so it's not twisting like I thought, although maybe I could make it twist if I wanted to. But I can feel the bullet kind of shifting back and forth as I do this. So, yeah, it's definitely shifting back and forth. So that's what I guess the movement that I felt earlier. But I believe this was 95. Let's see here. Maybe I've shifted it to where it's going to be 96 as across the board here. Oh, 95. I'm going to go ahead and fell this guy. You know, it was wiggling. Okay, I'll be right back and we'll talk about these guys. All right, I'll leave the scale here. So we're going to focus right now on the out of spec and see if I can find some of those rounds that are way off on the rim thickness here. So 97, 98. So this must have been out of weight range. Let's see. 11.3 or 50, excuse me, 51.3. Huh, actually that seems like it should have been a B. All right, I'm going to keep that rejected. Okay. Okay, so this one's up to 100. Well, it looks like it might prove me to be a little bit of a liar here. Kind of weird though how I can press it and it kind of changes. So maybe, I don't know if maybe the brass is warped or my mind is warped. Let's see here. I swear I had some in here that were up at the 9. Let's see. Let's take these guys, see if I can find something. Okay. All right, well, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to waste, I'm going to give this another 3 rounds and see. Okay, here we go. So this, see this guy, 106. So I don't know. I mean, it's off, right? Let's try this. Let me see something real quick here. I'm almost wondering if some of these, the brass is actually, I'm wondering if the brass is just bent, you know, causing, you know, the gauge to, you know, see such a variance as I'm pushing in on it. Anyway, so that's it for the sorting part. Next we'll be at the range shooting, and then we'll probably come back here for a summary. Thank you guys. Once again, check out that contest for the free ammo, and let's take a moment to like, subscribe, and shoot that bell. God bless. All right, back from the range. Here are the results. Got the plate. I shot the failed groups, and I failed the group A. All of these were sorted ammo. The failed group, or the ones that didn't meet spec, is a .31, .37, .62. Sorted group A, .24, .24, .42. This is with the Eley Practice 100, and the unsorted, or the failed groups, and like I mentioned earlier, group A. So what did I learn? Well, for sure the sorted group A had the tighter groups. In fact, .24, .24, I mean, twice in a row, that's, you know, 2 targets in a row, that's very, very good. .42, I don't know if the rifle was heating up, or I was heating up, or just a distraction with everything around me. But regardless, I wanted to give this a fair test, and I think I'm leaning towards sorting does make a difference. Another interesting facts on the Eley Practice 100, in the rifle I used was the CZ457 Varmint Precision Trainer. That's with a Manor stock. I have now shot a total of recorded 15 groups, 15 5-round groups of the Eley Practice 100 ammo. Out of all those groups, I'm averaging .349 inches. I actually think that's pretty strong for 15 groups. You know, all these are recorded. This isn't, I mean, that's the only way I kind of can remember to record them. So I urge you to go ahead and follow up, you know, and watch the video. In the video, I show the velocity. I did bring on our chronograph, the velocity, so you can see kind of the different velocity and where they landed. I was actually kind of surprised on the higher the velocity. It almost seemed like most of the time that the round went lower. I was kind of thinking the round would go higher. This is just kind of what I basically noticed mostly while I was editing the video. I'll maybe try to look at it more deeply later. I definitely will try to look at it more deeply later on down the road, because I'm still not 100% convinced about not 100% convinced on the sorting, even with the difference we saw here. And really, the folks that I talked to, they shoot the unlimited target, which, see if I have one here, is, I got one right here. I know it's going to be hard to see, and I won't put it, excuse the mess. You know, these are these little targets here versus the factory round, which is quite a bit bigger. So when you're talking about with such a small target, the advantage of sorting is you are trying to get those groups to be teeny and consistent, because the flyers will take you from, you know, your 100 points to 50 points, or even worse, a zero would be worse, 10 or 25. So I'm starting kind of to see some value in this. It is a timely thing. Maybe not necessarily for the factory shoot, but definitely maybe worth it on the unlimited shoots for the ARA bench rest targets. And I'm going to probably do one last video. I'm going to do the top of the line Lapua and the top of the line Eley. So it'd be the Lapua Exact and the Eley 10X, and I'll sort those guys, and maybe I'll even shoot, in fact I will. I'm going to shoot the unlimited target. I'll do 5-round groups as well. I'll do the unlimited target, and I'll shoot my Kimber 82G, which is the most accurate rifle I have, on a single rest versus, you know, a 2-piece rest, and see what we get. I think that's about as much information as I could go through to decide whether or not sorting is the way to go. I do encourage you to go ahead and watch the videos. Godspeed if you do. And, you know, once I'm done with this sorting thing, I'm going to go back to learning about wind, because ultimately I think wind has a much bigger impact on your rounds, and we got to get that. Thanks. Like I said, Godspeed, God bless, and you know what? Take a minute and pray for our freedoms and our rights and everything else. I mean, heck, I'm just having fun here. I don't really understand what the big deal. Why do they want to take our rights away? I'm going to stop ranting. Enjoy. Okay, shooting unsorted Eley Practice 100. I'll call out the speed after every shot. First target, 5-round group. 1065. $10.76, or excuse me, $10.78. $10.72. $10.77. $10.72. $10.70. Of course, I lost track of how many shots that was. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to load some more rounds in there. Okay, that must have been 6 shots. Going target 2, 5-round group. First shot, 10.57. Second, 10.63. Okay, third, 10.74. fourth. Don't know. It's giving me a dupe 1. I guess 1074. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5, 1079. Last target, first shot. I guess, 1079. $10.54. That's the second shot. $10.62, third shot. $10.68. 1, 2, 3. And 1080. Okay, sorted target, Group A. First 5-round group. That went off a little premature. Oh, that was a 1061. I don't know what the first one was. Third one, 1079. $10.65. $10.77. Number 1, it was 1061. Number 2 is 1079. Number 3 is 1075. Number 4, 1078. Number 5, 1065. Going to the third target. First one's 1072. 1056. $10.70. $10.75. $10.78. Not the best groups ever, but this concludes today's demo.